technology. So far we've seen you've made significant efforts actually in Rwanda and a bit in Tanzania. What brings you to the Kenyan market really?
Actually, Mobisol is looking at more than only lights. So we believe that we can offer an alternative to the grid or to the non-existing grid for still nearly half of the Kenyan population living off the grid. And we have positioned ourselves over the last 5.5 years as the company who really gives you an alternative to the grid, which is as good as a grid. So our systems comes with a TV, you can run a small business, a kinyozi or a mobile phone shop, a village cinema. And we started in Tanzania, we went then to Rwanda, and now we believe it's a good time to come to Kenya. So, and it's an exciting market to be.
Of course, if you look at the Kenyan market, we already have other players playing in the niche you want to have a niche of. How do you intend to get a foothold in the Kenyan market really?
I think today it's a niche, right? But actually it's nearly 50% of the Kenyan population. So then it becomes not a niche anymore. And I think the beauty of the Kenyan market is there's lots of education around solar, and there's pay-as-you-go. There's Copper out there, there are a few other companies there. And I believe that that's actually an advantage for Mobisol, so that we don't have to make the groundwork in educating the customers, but we can say, well, you have your system which brings you light, now you can have a Mobisol system which brings you a 24-inch TV. So that is rather an advantage, I would say.
And the other key aspect of what you guys do, you try to deliver solutions at an affordable price. How do you intend to roll this out, looking at the various pricing dynamics that affect different countries? If you look at aspects to do with the raw materials, the same raw materials are not the same price when you cross over, let's say, to Tanzania, or when you cross over to Rwanda, and the list is endless.
That's right, and staff costs much higher in Kenya than it is in Tanzania or in Rwanda. So the pricing is not set yet, but we believe that we can have a very attractive pricing for the customers. It's a rent-to-own concept. So after you pay for 3 years, and after 3 years the system belongs to you. And we would like to find a daily pricing which is equivalent to what people would pay today already for a very basic energy consumption, but where we say, well, it's actually a very modern technology, it's LED technology, and after 3 years you don't have to pay anything at all anymore. So the pricing needs to be set, but it will be a very affordable, a very attractive offer to the Kenyan market.
And looking at the aspects around the legal regime and taxation, how do you intend to maneuver around this?
I think, you know, the beauty is that the Kenyan government has understood that solar will play a complementary piece of the puzzle into the Vision 2030, right? To bring electricity to all Kenyans, and there's no VAT, there's no duty on solar products, so that makes our life easier to get through the import procedures, but as well have a better offer for the customers. So and I think that is very visionary of the government, and that will support our market entry.
If you look at the broader scheme of things, so far I understand you've done about 200,000 connections in different households. And if you look at the Kenyan market, what's your target really?
Yeah, we have welcomed the 200,000 beneficiaries yesterday. So it's a 40,000 household which we have electrified. That's across Tanzania, mostly across Tanzania and Rwanda. We have electrified the first household in Kenya just yesterday. And you know, there's the potential market is around 4 million households, including small businesses and farmers who need a pump, who need a milling machine. And so looking at our achievements so far, we are still really at the beginning, and I'm quite keen to grab market share and to position ourselves in Kenya as the brand which brings electricity to you within only 1 hour. So it takes 1 hour to install a Mobisol system, and then you have the joy of civilization 2.0.
You sound pretty confident about having an easy way into the Kenyan market. One of the biggest challenges that a number of businessmen in the line you are talking about is they have actually been facing is the issue of counterfeits. If you look at that particular hurdle, does it worry you?
We offer much bigger systems than the other companies who are in the market. So counterfeiting, I think, is much more difficult there. And it's not in one little box, which you get a different sticker on top, and then you sell it as a brand, which it is not. We have a very close connection to our customers. We have agents on the ground, and we have not seen that in Tanzania, neither in Rwanda. So we are very open for the issues which we will see in Kenya, which will be different to the ones which we had in Tanzania and which we had in Rwanda. So we have to stay awake and be aware that there will be issues which we might be not prepared for.
Issues you might not be prepared for. Moving away from that, the other area of concern is the areas you're targeting. We have the slum areas. We have the rural Kenya, where we don't have enough connections at the moment. What would be your strategy to reach out to the slum areas as well as the rural areas, really?
Yeah. First of all, we are open to every customer who wants to come to us. You need to be credit worthy, because we give you a product which you have to pay over time back to us. So what we have seen was very, very successful in Tanzania and Rwanda, very below the line marketing campaigns to get the noise out there that suddenly there's electricity available on a very affordable rate. And we are setting our marketing campaign at the moment for Kenya, and I will be quite interested how successful that will be to reach towards the rural customers, but as well reaching as well to the slum customers.
Let's crack down the matters further. On average, if someone wants to buy a system that can just light up their home, maybe do the lights, perhaps power up the fridge, how much would it cost one?
Yeah, I think you have to differentiate between only light, where Mobisol is maybe not the right company to go for. We have the vision of bringing electricity to the people, which can run the TV, which can run the fridge, which can run a small business. And our prices start from 50 cents a day, 50 bob a day actually, and go up to $2 a day, depending on what size you're looking for. And so the 50 bob a day is actually very close to what people spend today for kerosene, for candles. And I believe that we will have a very attractive offer. The systems come with a TV, it's included in the TV. If you want to have a TV, you have to pay a little bit more. But in the end, it's still a very attractive offer. Okay.
And speaking about attractiveness, how is the payment plan structured? Can people make one-off payments? Do you have a facility for mobile payments? Credit card services? How does it work?
All payments are only through mobile money or like PayPal, to have family overseas to finance or co-finance the system as well. That is possible as well. It's a 3-year contract which we have, and the customers can decide whether they pay on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a yearly basis. They can pay up front. If you pay up front, you get a discount, because that helps us as well to stabilize our financials.
And what would be the overall impact of this? Because at the end of the day, homes will be lit. People will be able to do a thing or two later in the evening. What's your overall vision for this project?
It's a multifolded vision. When we started, it was about carbon mitigation, to do something good for the climate. We understood then it's good for gender, right? So women who stay at home with the kids, they suddenly can charge the mobile phones for their neighbors. So to increase some of their own income in their pockets. It's education. Kids don't have the fumes from a kerosene light anymore if they want to make their homework. They have a bright LED light, and they can really enjoy a healthy surrounding for learning. It's information. You have a TV, you suddenly have a window into the world, and it's productive use. So we see where there's a mobile source system, there's an increase in GDP actually. 1/3 of our customers become entrepreneurs. So they are entrepreneurs, but they use then the electricity to start a new business. The Kinyozi, the village cinema, and so on. Everything what you would like to do already, but if you don't have access to electricity, you can't do it, you can't start it. Suddenly you have access to electricity. The Kenyans will be very entrepreneurial. They will tell us actually what businesses they will be doing, and that's a beautiful development.
And how much are you looking to spend in this venture in Kenya?
For the first 2 years, we're looking at around $50 million to scale and basically become the market player, number one. And I'm quite keen to see if our investment will actually have the fruits which we envision to have it.
And finally, are there any local partners that you'll be teaming up with?
We are in close discussion at the moment. Nothing is signed yet, so I can't disclose that. But yeah, that's our goal, to not reinvent the wheel, but to try to partner with the right companies who have a common interest, strategic partners who say, well, I mean, we have a customer base, or we do asset-based financing. I would like to jump on that, and we have seen that is more and more getting the reality in Tanzania and in Rwanda, where MFIs and banks are jumping onto their solar home system market as well as one of their core products towards their customer base.
The other issue around solar energy is that the initial setup costs are pretty high. How do you intend to recover this?
Well, that's the beauty of then pay as you go. You have a certain upfront payment which is affordable, and then you pay over time. If you have a generator or a kerosene light, you buy the kerosene light first, and then every day you have to buy some kerosene to run the light. So that's a little bit, we follow the same concept, but we say do it a modern way, and after 3 years it belongs to you.
Many thanks there, Thomas Gottschalk, the CEO of Mobisol Group. Thanks you for sharing with us very interesting insights regarding solar energy and how they intend to make an entry into the Kenyan market. Is talking about targeting close to 20,000 homes. Well, that brings us to the end of KTN Business today for now, but I can see my colleague Betty Okari already on standby to bring us the latest regarding what's been happening across the country. Well, Betty, how often do you use solar power?
I'm sorry, Abby, I've not gotten that question correctly.
Solar energy, that's what was forming a discussion for us this afternoon. From the many people you interact with, how many homes do you likely see that have solar energy?
Okay, so Abby, let me do this because I cannot hear you clearly. At 3:30 when you come back, I'm going to give you an answer to that particular question.
It's all right, it's all right. Well, my colleague there, Betty Okari, who's coming up next with a news hour to bring you up to speed with what's been happening across the country. From my end, my name is Abby Agina. Let's link up at about 3:30 p.m. for more business updates.
KTN News. Get the whole story.